All right, man. We getting intense on this. We always say we ain't gonna take long, but the discussion will go out. Shout out to Fig for reminding me about this topic. We're gonna do sellout in politics, and I ask you already: do you believe that a lot of people, when they hear the word Republican, Black Republican, they see those blacks as sellout?
Well, yeah, I mean, they label them as sellouts, and I believe that it's because they equate Republican with white and Democrat with black, which makes no sense. It has to do with the values. Most people don't even know why they vote Democrat or why people vote Republican.
If that's the case, you say they equate it with white. When we're talking sellout, does that mean sellout has to do with black and white?
A lot of times,
So like, it has to do with race.
A lot of times it does. So let's say, I grow up around a bunch of black people, and I join the military, and I end up being stationed at a place where it's predominantly white people. So I'm posting pictures on Facebook or whatever. All my black friends might say, "Wow, then Pablo a sellout. He hang around all them white people now." You know what I'm saying? So it's basically a stigma in that as well. Like that's how it's equated, not understanding the circumstances. Okay, so let's go to the Republican thing, right? So let's say, okay, I'm a business owner. Me voting for the Republicans being in control, they support businesses.
Yeah.
So other people might be like, oh, he like Trump or this and that. Nah, I benefit
You like
more.
me.
I benefit more with a Republican in office, especially a businessman, who gonna lower these taxes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that when tax season come around, my business ain't being hit as hard as when a Democrat is in office. So even though literally Republican or Democrat has nothing to do with black or white, a lot of people equate that with black or white. A lot of people equate success with white. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is.
So when one person that was called a sellout, now, back in the days, now that I know much about him now,
yeah,
it doesn't bother me as much. Do you believe, though, it goes back to politics? LeBron right now is very vocal when it comes to politics.
Yeah.
People like MJ, people like Kobe, it wasn't that thing. It's like, this is not who I am. They were called a sellout.
Yeah.
Do you think, like, if you're a celebrity, though, if something happened in a black neighborhood or whatever, and you don't talk about it, does that make you a sellout?
If something happens in a black neighborhood,
Perfect example, like a politician that was running with MJ. If I recall the story, a politician was running in Atlanta. He didn't say anything about it though, and black people like, man, that's messed up. They called him a sellout. Like, he just signed a shoe deal, whatever.
I see, and that's what I was talking about, as far as people labeling things that they're not. If that person choose not to touch on that subject, that's his prerogative. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what? I don't want to get into that. I'm gonna stay away from that. We're gonna discuss this. That's not a sellout. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, the person who made the decision not to get involved in that, how is he a sellout?
Because I think, like, they're ahead now, like, okay, we supporting you, and we made you, like, we buying your shoes. It's the least you can do for us.
Okay, here's the thing, right? Yes, he should speak about what's going on in the black community, but because he doesn't, it doesn't make him a sellout. You know what I'm saying? I just don't equate that with the word sellout. I gave my definition on what I think a sellout is.
Yeah.
Now you could label him something else, but I don't think sellout matches the action.
The description. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you were saying that sellout has more to do with race.
I think it depends on the situation. So like I was explaining before.
Will it happen in the black community? Can you be a sellout within your people?
Yeah.
that has nothing to do with other race, is it possible to be a sellout within your own people?
Okay, I'll give you. I the only definition or the only example I can give of, something like that. Cause that would be like, see, they got a name for the example that I was gonna use. Like, let's say you join a gang, and somebody hold you up or something. Like, let's say you a Crip and the blood hold you up, and you start telling on everything the Crips got planned or whatever. I guess you can call that, but then that can kind of be like false flag and like I say, they got different names for different things. So I'm trying to think of a good example of what could be used as
Why can't we? Okay, based on your description, why is
but
it?
like I say, usually when it has to do with selling out, it's race or police involved.
Okay, why can't a drug dealer, like American Gangster when Denzel played it, selling drugs to their people, why can't we call those drug dealers sellout? You killing your own people.
To be honest, and I guess that's
it's wrong.
Yeah, it is wrong. But I guess that's just not a name that.
What do we call them then?
Drug dealers.
Because if you say, for those of you that have not seen,
okay, if
Black
that's the
Messiah,
case, if you say the drug dealer is sellouts, what about the women that want the drug dealers? Are they sellouts?
If they want the drug,
if they want, because I can show you a video I saw today of a woman saying,
you want to go into
no, hold up.
We don't want to talk about women.
But no, we talking about sellouts. She say she don't want no 9-to-5 dude. She'd rather have a dude that's selling drugs or using a 9-to-5 as the cover up for the drugs that he's selling, basically. So she's promoting this fast money lifestyle. Would she be considered a sellout?
Yeah.
Because you literally want a black man to commit crime.
Yeah. I will call her a sellout.
Okay.
That's me. I will call her a sellout. Two things come to mind when your action, and some of you, we don't want to go there, but let's go. Two things come to mind when it comes to female. I know, Marco, get it ready.
Oh yeah, you already know.
I will get it soon. Two things come to mind. A woman, like Tupac said, especially a black woman, is like, if black women are successful, the black community will be successful, period. A woman is that powerful. If you have a woman that is pushing brothers that do drugs, two names come to mind. One, a sellout. The second one is, if money is what you're looking for, that's a prostitute.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't.
I give you a perfect example. Tasha on Power. She never wanted Ghost to get out of the drug game.
Okay.
The whole time, he want to go straight. I just want to be a club owner. But every chance that she got, she trying to push him to sell drugs.
Okay. This is why I call it a sellout.
Yeah.
If you watch Ghost now, it became a generational curse.
Yeah, because now it's son.
Because you pass it to son.
Yeah.
Everything he did.
But hold up though. Even Ghost didn't want Tariq selling drugs.
Exactly. But what I'm saying, and this is why I said the power of a black female in the community.
Mm-hmm.
It passed it to that guy, and now it's not just affecting the family alone. The community is still paying for it.
Yeah.
What I'm saying, if a sellout is basically people that go to the white man to see what black people are doing, why can't a sellout be you that is killing the black community?
Yeah. I guess that can be the example then. That can be the example of what we can. But here's the thing: do the black community consider that a sellout? In what black community have you seen people consider a drug dealer a sellout? Because
okay, what if it was a white person doing that drug dealing in the black community?
Exactly.
Then
exactly. Now he's the white devil. You know what I'm saying? Coming in here selling all these drugs to our people.
Well, I'm trying not to keep this because I think as black people now, it's high time we take over a lot of things.
Yeah,
You know,
and
if
believe it or not, it's happening.
it's happening. I
It's
mean,
happening.
and you know, we gotta be proud.
Yeah.
Because I was having a conversation with someone, especially here in Jacksonville, when you're about to start a business, like when it comes to all these little stores around here, it's hard to find black people that own some.
Yeah.
When it comes to some of these clubs, but you know who patronize most of these places?
Black people.
It's us.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like
you can literally go into a club and look around like I know somebody black owns this. And it's not.
It's not.
Because you see all these black people, black bartender, black waitresses,
Everybody.
black everything.
DJ.
You know what I'm saying?
they get out to us.
Yeah.
But so let's end this segment with this. Is the word sellout used loosely now?
Yeah, I definitely think the word sellout is used loosely and incorrectly. Big time. Big time. I think it's definitely used incorrectly as far as the definition of what somebody selling out is.
So in conclusion, we can say it's not about your political affiliation. It's not about if you decide you don't want, because this stuff is so happening in sports now. Because I will care if LeBron talks about what's going on. Kudos to him. Kudos to him. We're gonna be right back. The one I want to bring up is Kaepernick, because that's how we started this with Vic when he said NFL. We'll be right back, and we're gonna talk quickly about Kaepernick. This one shouldn't take that long. And then we're going to see, is it sellout or was it not sellout? The blacks that didn't join him, what are they? You know, because they're dealing with white folks now.
Yeah.
Anything else?
That's it.
All right, we'll be right back. Thank you guys for subscribing.